Found out my 32M wife, 32F, did porn before we started dating. We've only been married a year so far. I found out this week my wife did a few porn scenes before we met. She didn't make a career out of it. She says it was something she wanted to try at the time and made some money to pay off a few bills. She said she doesn't regret it, but when I asked her why she never told me, she said that she was afraid I'd think of her differently. I saw the videos and I'm just wrecked inside. We weren't dating, it was several years before we met. She was in college still. I think what's bothering me the most, and I know this isn't probably right of me to feel this way, but I do, is that she looks genuinely like she was having fun. There's a degree of jealousy I have because they did things that she won't do with me. I didn't ask after seeing her videos, but it came up before. When I saw her on the video, it cut deep and caused some jealousy. I love my wife, I'm not upset she experimented. She says she wasn't pressured and she met the people through friends in college. I think she's still Facebook friends with one of the guys. I'm just shocked, slightly angry she never told me, and jealous at the same time. WTF do I do with these emotions? She doesn't want to talk about it, she thinks I'm being judgmental. But I can't talk to my friends because all they'll want to do is find the video.
Probably going to get downvoted for this, but I don't absolutely should have told you ahead of time, and this is a serious breach of trust. That material now exists forever and could impact your life and your future children's lives if people find it. Truthfully, I would leave. If she's hiding this, who knows what else there is that you don't know?
I would tap out for so many reasons. Good luck, buddy. Why didn't she tell you when you were dating and before you married? Because she was trying to hide it and knew you wouldn't be happy about it. That double betrayal should have you ending it.
She is dismissive of your feelings while she is the one who lied by omission. She knew you might not be accepting, which is why she kept it from you. Her refusing to talk about it makes it seem like you're the bad thing. This is one of the things you share of your past. Sex work, STDs, infidelity, and if any of the people you've been with are actively in either of your lives are the things I think you should share from. The would probably reconsider the relationship entirely. I couldn't be with someone who kept something so major from me, and I would be thinking about other things she would be willing to keep from me, so I'd have hard time trusting them again. Thankfully, it would also make it so I wouldn't want children with that person. It could mess up their lives if it came out. Of course that isn't fair or right, but that's the society we live in. That's not gonna. Those things aren't a concern for you. Then you need professional help. But I also think you need to tell her that she has broken your trust in a major way.
I live by the rule that if it would make someone you're dating look at you differently, then it's your obligation to tell them. Anything else becomes manipulating someone into a relationship.
Your feelings are valid. I also think you're right not to bring this up with your friends. They will definitely find the videos and it will make the whole situation worse. The fact she is dismissing your feelings and placing the blame on you by calling you judgmental is very troubling. The fact you may look at her differently after finding out is a reason for not telling you, but not an excuse. You two aren't casually dating, you're married. You have a right to know about her past and what kind of person she is. You have a right to make an informed decision of who you're marrying, and she took that right away from you. Don't let her just dismiss this as something you need to get over. That will just build resentment and destroy the relationship entirely. The marriage may already be over though. If I were you, I would explain to her that you take this very seriously, and if she's not willing to, at the very least, discuss it, then you don't know whether you'll be able to stay in this marriage. As it stands, you can't trust her and she's showing you she doesn't give a about your feelings. At that point, what's the benefit of staying in a marriage like that? As a side note, this sub has a consistent reputation of encouraging women to leave there, so when he has lied, not disclosed a history of using workers. On the flip side, there are plenty of people here excusing her actions and saying what she did is in her past and none of your business. It's a complete double standard, and you should ignore those. Thanks for the gold.
That last sentence. Dude, get better friends.
I would be gone, you have no kids. She lied to you by omission. And you likely won't get this out of your head. The videos are forever, and at some point your friends and family may become not going away.
2 questions. How did you find out? Why is she still FB friends with this person?
In her defense, if you are doing paid, you are going to be engaged in a lot of acts that you would not normally do, probably don't enjoy, and ironically have to act like you really enjoy.
So, I wouldn't take to heart the fact that she did stuff with them that she won't do with she owes it to you. To help you come to terms with the situation. To negate it and make you just deal with it yourself is not only unacceptable, but indicative that there is other undisclosed information that she does not want you to find out. Because openly talking about this would undoubtedly open doors to that other stuff.
Bingo. This is why I can't stand when people are like, the past is the past. The past matters.
Oof, I would be upset too. Not specifically about what she did, but that she never told you before marriage. No big secrets should come out after you're legally bound to someone.
I sent my wife a pic yesterday. So by your logic I'm now a star. People do a lot of things that in retrospect they're not proud, but that's not an excuse to own that. Emo, you do have every right to be angry. This is something that might have changed your relationship and decision to marry. Let's not be coy, she knew that and decided to lie by admittance. What you do with that is up to you, but if she can't own lying to you, then how can you trust her? And that is what I would tell her. You hid this during one of the most important decisions of my life. That was at a minimum manipulative and a lie. What else are you not telling me, and why should I trust you after this?
This is a very based response, and I'm genuinely amazed you haven't caught any negative responses or arguments. For some reason, people have this idea that a spouse, partner has no right to know about a partner's past because it happened before them and it's not there for the most part. I agree, what's in the past is in the past and shouldn't have too big of an obviously there are some exceptions. A key element to a strong relationship is being willing to be open, honest, and vulnerable with each other. Kinda seems like one of the things that should have been discussed during the getting to know each other phase of OP's relationships. People shouldn't have to explicitly ask, have you done before? Unfortunately, in this day and age, especially with the rise of apps like or the abundance of and the push to destigmatize, normalize participating in it, almost seems like the question needs to be largest concern here is that OP's wife lied by omission. She intentionally hid this from OP out of fear. If it's something she's not ashamed of and doesn't regret, why do this? At best, her actions are manipulative. People are supposed to go into relationships with trust.
It's perfectly okay for him to not find that attractive in a woman and end the relationship. Can't have your cake and eat it too.
Exactly. Couldn't agree more. And yeah, unfortunately, I think explicitly asking whether you have done work in the past is now a necessary question. I don't really think they're comparable. OP's wife doesn't seem very remorseful, even about not disclosing it to him before marriage, and even goes as far as to blame OP for wanting to discuss it. She couldn't care less that OP is upset right now. In the post you linked, OP's fiancé seems genuinely remorseful, doesn't invalidate his feelings, and OP knew about it the whole time and was okay with it.
I agree. If she was open about it before marriage, OP could have decided what's best for him and leave. For some people it's a deal breaker, including me, to know my partner participated doing.
I literally got like 800 downvotes for pointing this out in a very similar your history of for money starts your relationship on. I get the feeling a lot of people who provide advice here are in the same boat.
This is like the third, my spouse did porn, post this week.
You hit the nail on the head, sir. And to piggyback off of your post, I would like to add about the "it's the past, it was before you" rhetoric. Normally, like you, I would agree with that statement, but the fact was involved changes everything. If I knew OP's wife's stage name or whatever, I could look her up right now and see her do whatever she did on video. That's not the past, that's right now. Forever. She will be and having on the internet for anyone to see, forever. That changes everything.
You wouldn't be upset about hiding something that you were 100% okay with. If your wife hid the fact that she studied abroad in Germany for a semester, you wouldn't be on Reddit. Do you have to pretend that you are okay with your wife being a worker? 95% of men aren't going to accept it.
It isn't unreasonable for a man to not want to date. I believe it is naive to say that the past doesn't matter. Your past experiences created the person you are now. Would you still have this same energy if a man hid cocaine addiction from his wife?
No, it matters. It matters people are open and honest with someone they want to build a life with, especially when it could affect their life. Health includes people's mental health. If someone had a history of being in jail for a crime, they should share that as well. What crime they also did matters.